What's up, Church Home Youth? Welcome to week 4 of our series, New Year, New Me. Again, hit that like and subscribe. Keep watching these videos every week. They come out every Sunday. We want you to join and to be a part. This week, to close this series out, we're talking about how does community impact change? How does community impact change? Reminds me, actually, when I was in high school, I went to a party which my mom didn't know I was going to. Party! She thought I was just hanging out with some friends. I was a junior. I didn't really get to get out of the house much, and so this was my one opportunity to go have some fun with my friends. As the clock hour was striking past 11, I get a text from my mom as I'm having fun at this get-together. My mom texts me, WWJD.
WWJD at this point.
What would Jesus do? And in that moment, I'll be honest, that wasn't the text that I wanted to get. That wasn't the thing I wanted to be getting texted to my phone from my mom. What would Jesus do? I wanted to live my life. I wanted to have fun.
Just wanted to have a party.
My mom knew something about community and about being able to reach out to those that you love and reminding them of who they really are. And today I want to talk about how we as a community can remind each other who we really are, because sometimes we forget. And this takes me to Hebrews 10, verses 24 and 25. The author talks about how community can impact our lives so drastically. It says, "And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching." This verse in the King James Version says, "Let us consider one another." The first thing when it comes to living in community with one another and encouraging each other to be who we really are called to be is being considerate. Considering one another. When's the last time you considered somebody? When's the last time you woke up and prayed for somebody other than just you?
It's been a while.
Being considerate of one another is going to be so crucial for us as a community to impact and to remind each other of who we really are. The second thing it talks about is spurring one another toward love and good deeds. Spurring one another toward love and good deeds. In the Passion Translation, it says this, it says, "Discover creative ways to encourage one another and to motivate them toward acts of compassion. Doing beautiful works as expressions of love. This is not the time to pull away and neglect meeting together as some have formed the habit of doing. In fact, we should come together even more frequently, eager to encourage and urge each other onward as we anticipate the day dawning." There's an urgency to encourage one another. There's an urgency to reach out and to encourage our friends, to encourage our community. I saw the other day a story of a friend of mine who posted a TikTok video. He didn't know if he was, gonna post it or if he wanted to post it, but for some reason he still posted it. And it was just an encouraging video. And he didn't think much of it. And after he posted it, about a week later, he was speaking at an event. And this girl came to tell him the story about how this TikTok had transformed her life. She said that the day before she was going to take her life, and so she wanted to go to TikTok to find some comedic relief and to relieve the anxiety of this big decision she was about to make. And as she hops on TikTok, first video she saw was this video my friend had posted, encouraging people about who they are in Christ. And that video happened to be the very thing that stopped this girl from making the decision to end her life, because for the first time, she had heard that she was loved by Jesus. You never know who's on the other side of your encouragement. There is an urgency for us to encourage one another. We don't know what each other might be going through, even though on the outside we might look happy, we might look good. The story on the inside might be completely different. There might be hopelessness, there might be depression, there might be anxiety, and there might be suicidal thoughts that are going on. And your encouragement could be the very thing that transforms somebody's decision-making in life. and save them from taking their life. Jesus wants to empower you to understand your place in this community is not small. Your place in this community is needed. Your place in this community is so valuable. Sometimes we overlook it because we don't see how other people actually value us. We feel like we're not valued because we're not put on a stage. We feel like we're not valued because, we don't have the most friends in the room. God doesn't determine our value based on the things that are on the outside. Our value is actually based on the fact that Jesus laid his life down for us. So understanding that our value is so much deeper, it's so much greater than what people think of us, we can now live our lives understanding that, man, if someone doesn't like me, if I don't make the basketball team, if I'm unable to lose weight, if I stay short all my life, all these little things that we believe give us less and less value, God actually sees those as opportunities to show us our true value, to show us our real value. That it's not based on things, it's not based on stuff, it's not based on attributes. It's actually based in who he is. Spur one another on in love and in good deed. Jesus told us that the world would know that we are his disciples by the way that we love one another. Your love for me, my love for you. As believers, as Christians, maybe you're not a Christian, but the way the world, the people that don't believe in Jesus, would know that we are his disciples is by the way us Christians love each other. We better get to loving each other. Even though we might have different opinions, we might see things different politically, we might see things different socially, we might see things different on a daily basis. The reality is that we got to put that stuff aside and love each other. We got to put that stuff aside, our church size, church denomination, and all these different things which have brought separation in the church. Jesus obviously knew that some of this was going to happen. He obviously had some insight on the direction that the world was heading. And he said, hey, you can love those closest to you. I promise you the world will know that you're my true disciples. Community was actually going to be a place where Jesus would help us show the world his love. And so today, my prayer is that as we're ending this series, New Year, New Me, that you would have understood by now that being new is not based on what you do. Being new is based on embracing this new life that Jesus has brought to us. And the reality is that you're going to forget that sometimes. You're going to forget who you really are. You're going to forget the reality of this new creation that you are. And the reason why we need community, the reason why we need each other is to remind one another that in spite of my mistakes, in spite of my wrongs, in spite of my shortcomings, I am a new creation. I am the righteousness of God in Christ. I am the head and not the tail. I am who Jesus Christ says I am, not based on what I do, but based on who he is. So remember today, you're going to forget sometimes. But that's okay because we have each other to remind ourselves that Jesus Christ has the final say in our lives. And that we can put our trust in him because he has made us a new creation today. Thank you so much for joining us. Love you so much. I hope that you take something away from this series, New Year, New Me, and that Jesus would transform you every single day of this year. Thanks so much. See you next time.